Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. I'm going to have to use my pump to explain blood sugars today. It's across the room and I'm unable to fetch my pump or my phone, so we'll use the pump. Okay, current blood sugar, 7.5. Pretty acceptable. I still have 1.375 units of insulin. We're fully calibrated. I have battery life. Let's get this on again. Shows more. I have battery life on here and volume of insulin left, and that the pump is talking to my sensor, so it's all good. And of course the time here. Doesn't give me much talk time. So let's go down a bit. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Excuse me. Let's go back. No, let me go. Okay, time and range is 98%. So we're still holding good for 98% time and range. Take a look below. 0% above, 98% in, 0% below, and SmartGuard, which is something the other on the phone doesn't show. But if you didn't see it, sorry, I'm at 100% there. Awesome day. Be happy. Today, I want to discuss hiding from reality. Do you think diabetics do this? Stay tuned. We'll discuss it. We'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Okay, let's get one thing perfectly straight. Hiding from reality. I'm not meaning that type 1 diabetics are all loonies. But there are a few of us, and I was one of them for many years, that want to believe that they're not a diabetic. It wasn't until I was about 22, 23, and maybe the end of my first year being 20, I started to realize that I could no longer live my life being high blood sugar all the time. And I'm going to equate this to being an alcoholic. That it's got to be the person within that will start taking control of their blood sugars. For years, I knew how to talk. I knew how to get around. I deceived. I was in a retail store that sold pop, candy, cookies, and I wasn't really interested. So, what do we have to do? Well, first of all, they're not going to change just because you say so. They may have something going on. A small percentage probably have something going on. A lot of them have a wish, a very strong wish, that they don't have diabetes. Well, It's true. I just wanted to pretend I didn't have it. I took my insulin. I made sure I took my insulin, but it was what else I was taking. I've been cursed in my life by having an evil sweet tooth. Oh, I love my sweets. I would especially love, there was a gum, and the gum was called Chews, and it was a soury taste, and I would chew on these things all day long. It wasn't great for my diabetes. When it came time for lunch, I would grab whatever I could, usually hard carbs. Ah, well, I can worry about it later. I'm surprised I didn't kill myself off years ago. My father tried to speak to me. My mother tried to speak with me. I was stubborn. Oh, yes. I'd have doctors that would try to speak. Well, if you follow the plan, you should be fine. My first kind of waking up period, I don't know, I was about 21. No, it was probably about 22. And I was in the hospital, and I was roomed with another diabetic who was just freshly diagnosed. And I've told this story a number of times on these videos. And he was just so upset that he couldn't have diabetes. And it wasn't because he was going to be, could go blind, could lose a leg. None of that really mattered. The only thing that really mattered was that he could not go out drinking with his friends. And he was really upset. He was so upset that the whole room he had to keep the whole room in dark. I couldn't watch my TV, because you all have personalized TV. I couldn't watch my TV because he didn't want any light in the room. To me, that is hiding from reality. It could last for a few weeks. It could last months or years. Some people may never get over it. But you have to think, what are you doing that is stopping you from getting in control? I suddenly realized I couldn't have all the carbs. It was worse that the training store I work at also sold fried chicken. And that when I trained, the company would buy lunch for the staff while you were on training. So I bought so I could have lunch. And you know what? The carbs were high. I wasn't really counting how much carbs I had. I was just giving insulin quickly and hoping things would go. If I started to feel low at work, I would start just drinking pop out of the fountain machine. Who cares if I was high? I'd go home, I'd come home, and I'd crash. I'd be totally exhausted. And you wonder why? I took time off for a while. Not time off. I kept going into the hospital. Now, at first, it was because of this idiot. Then my body just started to go, not berserk, but I'd have crazy blood sugars left, right, and center. So it really got difficult. I got myself back on an old pump I had, and I was utilizing that. And it wasn't until I started to say, hey, I'm going to start taking control of my blood. I really started to have problems. So, what to do? Basically, try to follow what your doctor has said. Don't sort of second guess and say, well, I know what's best. I know all the hacks, how to get over these things and how to just be that much better. Because chances are you can't. I just did the video on control and how to get on control. If you're a person that is sort of in the back of their mind denying or living the wish that you didn't have diabetes, well, good luck. Because yes, you have diabetes. If you're watching this and you are diabetic, well, realize wishing diabetes away does not happen. You need to wake up. You need to assess where you are. You need to have a frank conversation with your doctor about how you get back into control. Because you're worth it. It's not your fault you got diabetes, but it's your fault if you don't take care of yourself. If you're really having problems with it, you may need to decide you may need to seek medical help in the form of a counselor or a psychiatrist or something to help you get over. I was one of the lucky ones. I was able, it was like one day, how do they say it, the light switch went on or the penny dropped. I finally got saying, I'm going to take control. Didn't always work and hasn't always worked, but I'm a hell of a lot in a better place. My hemoglobin A1C in BC, before you can get a pump, you have to get 3 hemoglobin A1Cs within a certain amount of time. And mine have all been better since being on the pump. Whether you're on the pump doing shots, I did many years of being on shots. So if you're finding it difficult to deal with diabetes or are just sort of hiding from the diabetes or reality, seek medical help. You need it. You're worth it. Some people may live saying, well, I got diabetes for a reason. I have no right to live. You do, and you're worth getting your diabetes under control. Have a great day, and we'll talk again soon. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.